Hey guys, Jonathan Flynn here for JM Sports 100 and jmsports.org. How is it going? I'm here to give my uh, recap for what was week 3 in the NFL. Last week we had another good week. We went 11-5, so far we've had records of 9-7, 13-3, and 11-5 through the first 3 weeks. And let's take a look at let's give a little bit of a recap of the week 3 action. We kick things off with Buffalo and New England, and let me tell you, I whiffed badly on this game. Kinda. Kind of. I said that Buffalo would not be able to stop New England's high-powered offense, and for the most part, they didn't. Yes, Tom Brady did throw 4 picks, which is very uncharacteristic of Brady. But he also had 4 touchdown passes. The Patriots did put up a 31 spot. But the thing about New England's defense, and this is what's really going to hurt New England, and what's really got me off of the New England bandwagon, they can't get people off the field. Their defense is not good. They got rid of Merriweather, which might not necessarily have been a good move. They took a 34-31 loss. I did watch the game. Um, you know, and in a case like that, is Buffalo for real? I don't know if I'm ready to say Buffalo's for real or not. I want to. New England at one point in time in the game was up 21-0. So I want to say that they're for real. I mean, you can't say, well, New England's bad. No, they're not. So it's tough to make a call there. Next up, we have Miami and Cleveland. I picked Cleveland for the game. I'm glad I did, obviously, because I got the win. But Miami's in some trouble. Miami's not good. And then again, neither is Cleveland. I'm disappointed, to be honest, with the way Cleveland is playing. Even if they are winning football games, 17-16. Okay, they lost to Cincinnati. They did beat on Indy pretty good week. I'm just disappointed. I thought Cleveland was going to look. I really did think Cleveland was going to look a lot better than what they have. As far as Miami, I'm surprised by them too for the same thing. Thought they'd look better. They're not. 17-16. Cleveland win. New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles. The dream team loses. Again. 29-16. Michael Vick, of course, goes out with an injury. Here's the thing. The Eagles are good when Michael Vick is in. The Eagles are 1-2 in their one win against the Rams week 1. Vick played the whole game. The 2 losses, Vick hasn't played the whole game. The Eagles are good when Vick can stay healthy and stay in. Vick is their team. If Vick goes out for an extended period of time this year, which the way he's getting beat around, he very well might. And if he keeps having problems with his hand, he's got the bruised hand, he's got he had the concussion stuff going on. The Eagles are in trouble. So, dream team, I don't think so. They need a lot of work. As far as the Giants looked good. They really did. Eli Manning looked good. Personally, I think Eli Manning is an underrated quarterback. I think he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I think that I think he's underrated. I really do. Now I'll probably get some NFC East fan that disagrees with me, but that's alright. Next up, we've got Houston and New Orleans. I said New Orleans would put up. I said Houston would put up a fight. I said New Orleans would win the game. They did, 40-33. I said Houston would put up a fight. They did that too. In the very beginning, Houston dominated this game. Completely dominated. I looked at my stepdad and I said, "What is going on? Is Houston for real?" I'm ready to buy him. I am really ready to buy him. Yeah, they lost. They didn't beat the Saints, but I might have buy them as a real team. Um, and as far as being real in that division, I don't think I don't think they're gonna make it to the AFC Championship game or anything. But I think they're gonna win a lot of football games this year. But one thing you have to watch out for though, Houston has been in this position kind of. Houston has been close before and come up short. So that's just something to keep your eye on. The Saints looked okay. Um, Defense looked a little bit spotty at times. Breeze looked good. I thought Breeze threw 2 picks, which is very un-Breeze like, but other than that, he didn't look that bad. Um, the Saints are good. I don't think they're great, but I think they're good. I think they're definitely good enough to win that division. Uh, the thing that helps the Saints a lot here is the Saints' schedule gets extremely soft over the next month and a half. If Atlanta doesn't get their act together, New Orleans is going to run away with this thing. So Atlanta really needs to get their act together, and they did not do that on Sunday. Detroit, Minnesota. I said Detroit was for real. As I was watching that game with my stepdad, I said, man, I screwed up. I talk to my stepdad a lot about stuff that I say on here. Usually when we're watching football together on Sundays. And I said, boy, I thought I bought the Lions, but this is the Lion team that we're used to seeing. They were down 20-0 going into the third quarter. They came back to win 26-23 in OT. So that just shows what kind of team they've got. The Lions are definitely for real. I was already buying them going into last week, and after what they really did and showed that they can come back when they get way behind, I'm really buying them. I really am. Matt Stafford, Brandon Pettigrew, Javad Best. They had a hard time getting Best going, getting him running against that Viking team. And I thought the Lions did. One thing I told my stepdad before that game, when that game started, I said, if anything hurts the Lions today, it's going to be AP Adrian Peterson. And Peterson, he was the top rusher in that game. And I said that stopped Peterson. I said Peterson is going to be the only one that's going to hurt them. Peterson only had 78 yards rushing. Therefore, he didn't hurt them. As far as the Vikings are in serious trouble. They really are. With having a 17-point lead in week 1 against the Chargers going into the second half and losing that game, having, I believe it was a 20-point lead against the Buccaneers in week 2 going into the third quarter, lost that game, 20-point lead going into the third quarter against the Lions, lost that game. The Vikings need to finish ball games. That's really what they're struggling with. They are doing really, really good in the beginning. In the beginning of that game, the Vikings against the Lions last week, spot on. Spot on. It looked good. But then as we got to the third quarter, like it's been all year for the Vikings, they collapsed. They fell. The Vikings just cannot finish football games. They are in a lot of trouble in Minnesota. However, they do play Kansas City next week, so maybe a little bit of saving grace to somewhat save their season. Next up we have Jacksonville and Carolina. Cam Newton. Not horrible. 156 yards passing in that game. Got the job done. The Panthers actually spent a lot of that game behind the Jags. Meanwhile, Blaine Gabbert also made his debut. I don't have Gabbert's stats actually in front of me, unfortunately. I should have got those. But I don't know what to say about either team. I'm still going to go with the phrase Carolina is respectably bad. I don't think they win many more games than that one. I do think they will win more. I say the Panthers win 4 or 5 games this year. That's what I think. Jaguars, I don't even know what to make of them. I don't think they're going to win many games either, whether it be Gabbard or whether it be McCown. I really don't foresee them winning many games. San Francisco and Cincinnati. Jim Harbaugh gets the win for the Niners as the Niners get a 13-8 victory over Cincy. It was a field goal game until late touchdown there by Smith and the rest of the 49ers. Gave them the 13-8 win. I can't talk a whole lot about this game. I didn't really see much of it, and to be honest, I don't think a whole lot of people care about it. So it's just a 13-8 win for them. Denver and Tennessee. Tennessee 17-14 over the Broncos. Broncos continue to struggle. Broncos continue to be bad. Tennessee is okay. And I've said this. If anybody is going to fight with the Texans in the AFC South, it's the Titans. One of those two teams. Either Gary Kubiak's Texans or Mike Munchak's Gary Kubiak's Texans or Mike Munchak's Titans. One of those teams will win that division. Next up we have Kansas City and San Diego, and I was extremely disappointed in San Diego. Yes, they got the win. 2017. My lock of the week. We're 3-0 in locks. We picked Arizona in week 1 over Carolina. We picked Pittsburgh in week 2 over Seattle, and this last week we picked San Diego over Kansas City. Excuse me. But I was very disappointed. I expected them to blow them out, and they didn't. They barely won, 20-17. Granted, it was a division game. San Diego, though, and yeah, Norv Turner struggles in September, and we all know his team struggled in September. But San Diego has so much talent. They've got probably the greatest receiver in the league. They've got an elite quarterback in Phillip Rivers. And they still can't seem to get the job done the way that they should. If you think about this, ultimately, the San Diego Chargers should be 0-3. They should have lost to the Vikings because the Vikings shouldn't have blown that lead. They did lose to New England. And ultimately, they should have lost to Kansas City. I watched that game. San Diego did not look like they wanted to win that football game. And it's not, you can't say, well, Kansas City's just finally showing what they've got. We didn't know what they got. And that's not much. Alright, granted, yes, it was a division game. But still, San Diego disappointed me last week. New York Jets, Oakland Raiders. Call me crazy. You called me crazy when I said Oakland would beat the Jets 34-24. They did. Here is the big problem that the Jets have. Defensively, the Jets are old. They're old defensively. The Jets are good. They're good offensively. The Jets are going to make the playoffs this year. They will. They're going to win many more games. But Jet fans, be careful. You're going to have a lot of heart attacks this year because you are going to win a lot of close games. A lot of 19-18, 19-17, 24-21, 24-22, 24-23. Games like those, you're going to lose a lot of close games because your defense is nowhere near where it was a couple years ago. It is aging. Oakland is good. Unfortunately for Oakland, they play New England next week. How's that going to go? I'll talk about that in my preview for week 5, or week 4, my bad. But Oakland's good. I'm buying into Oakland. I really, really am buying into Oakland. Next up, we've got Baltimore and St. Louis. Baltimore just all over St. Louis. I mean, what more can you say? 37-7 final score. Not good for the Rams. Baltimore was on fire. They were upset after what happened against Tennessee in week 2, and they took it out on the Rams. What more can you say? In this league, you need a quarterback and you need weapons. You need both of them. If you don't have that, you're done. The Rams have a quarterback in Sam Bradford, but they don't have any weapons. So until they get some weapons, the Rams are in some trouble. I think they will win some football games this year, but they are in some trouble. Green Bay and Chicago. Green Bay looked a lot better than I actually thought they would in this game, and Chicago didn't look quite as good. It was just a typical Packer-Bear game. 27-17, Packers win. Arizona and Seattle. I can't really talk much about this game, and I probably won't because if you notice, I talk more about the games that people care about. And yeah, I didn't talk much about the Bear Packer game there because really nothing really happened that um, I think would surprise anybody. The defense for the Packers were good at times, shaky at others. The Bears defense just struggled. Packers could not run the ball with James Stark at all. My stepdad kept screaming because they kept giving the ball to Stark, and he wasn't going anywhere. Ryan Grant was going somewhere. Stark wasn't. And Matt Forte, he wasn't getting anywhere either against the Packer defense. Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Atlanta, I'm very, very disappointed. Atlanta is in some serious, serious trouble. I said it. They need to step it up. If they don't, they are definitely on the verge of possibly being run away from by the New Orleans Saints in the NFC South. They didn't look good. Atlanta's defense can't tackle. The offense couldn't really seem to score. Tampa Bay looked okay, but they're not a good team. We know that. 16-13, they win. The Sunday night game, I said Pittsburgh was going to romp and stomp Indy, and a lot of people said that they were going to romp and stomp Indy. They didn't. They did win 23-20. I was very, very impressed by Curtis Painter. I was impressed by what we saw from Curtis Painter. They put Painter in, and I'm going, oh no, well man, they're really giving up on it now, because it's Painter, and we all saw what he did in that one game against the Jets. I believe it was either last year or the year before. But he looked good, and Pittsburgh, I think, is in some trouble. Their offensive line is shaky, and that is not good. Pittsburgh, I think, will be okay. I think they still make the playoffs, but they're shaky. They have a shaky offensive line. The Monday night game, the game everyone talked about, Washington and Dallas. Dallas gets an 18-16 win. The thing of it is, Dallas got 18-16 win, got 18 points on 6 field goals, didn't even get in the end zone. One thing I saw, though, that really, really excited me, because I'm a Packer fan, but I'm a Cowboy fan as well, because the Cowboys are one of those teams that give me drama. They give me something to talk about. I'm fans of teams that give me drama and something to talk about. And I liked what I saw in Tony Romo. He had this fire in him that we hadn't really seen before. He yelled at the center for bad snaps, which I'll talk about why the bad snaps happened in a second, allegedly. He yelled at a receiver because he didn't change his route. He was just fiery. He looked good, even though he didn't get in the end zone. It was a big win, a big signature win for him. The Redskins. I'm not a believer in the Redskins. I'm not. I think I said last week I was, and then after watching them on Monday night, I'm like, whew, why did I say that? I'm not a believer in the Redskins at all. But just really quickly about that, about the whole snap count thing. Their center was saying that Phil Costas, I believe his name is, was saying, or Costa, was saying that the Redskins defense was barking out snap counts. Now, I have a source who used to play in the NFL. Honest to God, I have a source who used to play in the NFL that I text with, and I'm going to ask him if he ever barked out stuff to try to get the defense to snap the ball. Should be pretty interesting. Also, there's I said in my go check out my channel update video if you haven't already. I said I was gonna, well, you can just go watch it, and I talked about stuff in there. And we're getting to 20 minutes, so I'm gonna hurry this up. So Catching Hell was a ESPN 30 for 30 program special that debuted or that showed last night. I am going to watch that tonight because I unfortunately missed last night. I didn't want to, but something came up, so I ended up missing it. I heard it was really good. I'm going to watch it tonight. It's on at like 11 o'clock Eastern Time, I believe, on ESPN2. So I'm going to watch that along with some baseball. And I'm gonna do my college football picks for tomorrow and do like a review all in one video later on tonight or early tomorrow morning. So that's what you can expect from me. I am Jonathan Bozek for JM Sports 100 and jmsports.org. See you guys later.